So today I want to talk to you guys about 5 hard lessons that lawn care business owners face and how to overcome them. In every lawn care video that I've watched, including mine, I talk about how to start a business and how it's so easy to make the money. All you got to do is go out there and do this and do that and do the other. But I never tell you about the reality of starting or owning a lawn care business. And throughout my 13 years of doing this, I've compiled what I would call my right now my biggest five. Okay, in no order. A lot of times we think that running a lawn care business, is simple, right? Mow some lawns, make some money. But every business owner actually finds out the hard way it's not that easy. Today I'm breaking down 5 hardest lessons that I've learned and I face as a lawn care business owner. And more important is how to overcome them so you don't make the same mistake. So the first one that I want to talk to you guys about is underpricing your service. I know you've heard this many a times. So here's a quick example, right? When I first started, I thought that I had to be the cheapest guy in town, right? I'm by myself. So I don't need to charge a lot. I can charge real low and get a whole bunch of customers. So I underpriced jobs just to get customers, thinking that, this way I can just accumulate a whole bunch of customers. Because when you watch social media, they tell you, or they seem to let it seems that the more customers you have, the more successful you are in this business. So that's what I thought. But guess what? I was working twice as hard and making half the money. Yeah, it was crazy. And you know how you realize that you are underpricing your service is when you know that you have to do a lawn and you're like, man, I don't feel like doing that lawn, right? Because something in your gut is telling you that you're not making any money. So my lesson is that the cheapest price, it attracts your cheapest customers. And let me tell you, your cheapest customers are the most demanding jokers. I promise you. They are the most demanding, and they want free stuff, and they are complaining and so on and so forth, right? So how to overcome this? Price based on your time, your cost, your value. Man, don't race to the bottom. The right customers will respect your work. Excuse me. I promise you, been there, done that, and I am not ashamed to say it. My customers now, they value what I do. I promise you. I've had my customers right now for, I would say, most of them are 10 plus years, and only a handful that I've had just, under, I would say under 3 to 4 years. But most of my customers been with me from the beginning. Now, keeping in mind that I work in a military town where people come in and out, and the sad thing also is, my customers have passed away, and et cetera, et cetera. But yeah. So there you go. The next lesson, guys, not knowing my numbers. Man, let me tell you, guys, do your research on YouTube. There are several ways and a lot of videos that people have on how to arrive at your number, the right number, because you have to be making a profit. Keeping in mind that you have the lawnmower to pay for, you have the string trimmer to pay for, the blower, your gas, the mixed fuel, your vehicle, the gas for your vehicle, your insurance, your boots, your uniform or uniforms, and if you have overhead, your employees, your workers' comp, etc. I mean, I can go forever, etc., guys. So here's a little story, right? I finished the week thinking that I made, a boatload of money, but once I returned to the truck and the truck didn't start, then my trimmer had to be fixed, and I realized half of my money was gone. Little simple things, and you guys know as well as I know, guys, things break. So here's the lesson: if you don't know your number, your expenses and time, you don't know your profit. So please take the time, Google it on YouTube, and learn how to reach to your numbers. Know your numbers, and how to overcome this. But you got to track your fuel, your maintenance, and your hours per job. Once you know your numbers, you cut out unprofitable accounts and grow smart. I'm telling you, you have these customers that, they don't want to pay on time. Customers that always have an excuse. You put in the work, you did the job, you need to get paid. Okay? So please take the time, get out there, looking, do your search, and please know your numbers. All right, let's jump into the other one, man. Taking the wrong customers. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, been there, done that. And one thing that I will tell you guys is, find the neighborhoods that need your business. Find the customers that value your business. And the customers that nickel and dime you, the ones that don't pay on time. Here's a quick story, right? I had this one customer who called always call me. He knew the price. He knew my price. But anytime I come over, he wanted a discount. He always wanted a discount, and he was never happy with the work. He'll walk out there and show me a part that, according to him, I didn't cut low enough, or I cut too high, or this is a bummer, right? He had a bi-weekly service agreement, so I come every 14 days. 5 days later, he'll call me and say, hey, my yard looks like it hasn't been mowed. All my grass, is growing real fast. You cut my lawn too high. Are you serious? So here's the lesson, man. Not every customer is a good customer, and that's what I did. I had to cut him off. Man. So how do you overcome this? You have to qualify your clients. You have to have your clients pay you on time or have a late fee. And if they constantly do it, then you just gotta let them know in a business polite way. My services are not meeting your needs, and you gotta keep it moving. You can't have customers demand a discount discount from you, and you can't take customers that are not on your in your route. You know, you have to protect your sanity and your business. You know, yeah. And I know it's hard, guys. I know it's hard, you know, especially when you're first starting. All right. Now, here's another one, and this one is big to me. And guys, please pay attention. Marketing. Marketing. For some reason, guys are under the impression that you only market in the spring. I don't know why. You know, you have to be constantly marketing. And if you want to consolidate your route, that means that have most of your customers in the same location. You gotta, you gotta target that area. Constantly target that area. That's what you have to do. You have to spend the money on marketing, guys. People need to know who you are. The more they see you, the more you attract customers. Okay? So, for a while, I relied on word of mouth, because people word of mouth, word of mouth, word of mouth. It worked until winter hit and my phone stopped ringing. you know, I wasn't marketing. I wasn't marketing leaf cleanup. I wasn't marketing, overgrown shrub uh, pruning or cut down. I wasn't marketing plant bed cleanups. I wasn't marketing, lawn painting. Everything that I do, I wasn't marketing anything. So I was just hoping that my current customers will just have this plethora of friends and tell them of how good I was. But it didn't work. It didn't work, right? So here's the lesson. Waiting for customers to find you is risky. You can't do that. You have to get in their faces. So how do you overcome this? Have a consistent marketing. Google business profile, flyers, social media, even knocking on doors. I basically don't. I won't suggest that in these time of days, knocking on people's doors. But hey, it is a way. In some places you can. But marketing is an investment, guys. It's not a cost. Okay? You have to market. Every door direct mailers. Those work pretty good. So make sure you hit those up. Okay? They work pretty good for you. All right. One thing that will really, 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 really get you is burnout from doing everything by yourself. Okay? You may see me here. I'm a solo guy, right, on the internet. But believe me, if my customers need pavers, I get it done. If my customers need a tree cut down, I get it done. If my customers need a swimming pool, I get it done. Anything my customers need, I can get done. Okay? Am I doing it? No. No, I've been doing this for 13 years. I know how to do it. But don't get me wrong. When I first started, I tried to do everything myself. I tried it until I got overwhelmed and stressed out. But now I have people to do it for me. Okay? I have people to do it for me. I was mowing all day, then doing invoices at night, and handling the calls between all of that. I hit a wall. So guys, you need to have answering services for your businesses. You need to have invoices, done through your software. You gotta, the lesson is, listen, you can't do everything forever. You can't. Now, if you have 10, 12 customers, okay, you don't have a lot, you can get it done. But you have to systemize your business. You got to use the app for scheduling. You got to automate your invoices. You got to outsource bookkeeping. And when the time is right, you need to hire help. You have to. You have to, you know, freeing your time for more growth. I promise you, by doing all these things by yourself and doing all these lawns or whatever, you're not gonna grow. You're not gonna grow. And you know, I'm telling you the real deal. I'm telling you the real deal. How do you think that I have all this time to make YouTube videos? Right? You think I'm doing all of this by myself? Because I don't talk about it doesn't mean that I'm not doing it. So, listen, you have to do it. You have to do it. Okay? So, these are the 5 hardest lessons that I had to learn, you know, the hard way in my lawn care business. Um, if you're starting out, learn from my mistakes. Don't repeat them. Okay? So, drop a comment, and the video's not over. You know, take the time and finish watching the video. You know, take the time and watch a video. And you guys that have been in the business, you know, put it in the comment. Let me know, what did I miss? You know, but go into detail for me. Because again, guys, these are is a pain in the butt, man. I'm telling you, the pain in the butt when you try to do all this stuff by yourself. You know, these are hard lessons that, you know, lawn care owners face. But you know, you're not seeing it on YouTube. You're not seeing it on social media. All you see is the success, right? But here's the reality. Finish up watching the video, guys. This is a centipede lawn that I'm mowing here in the fall. And let me know if you want to, you know, get some advice on winter, you know, winter jobs and things to do during the winter. So, yeah, now I'm about to blow. So finish up the video and leave me a comment. Like, share, follow, subscribe, all of that good stuff. See you on the next one. Pop smoke. Peace.